Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My WN, and this is your Smackdown review for November the 26th, 2022. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up on the stream. I really appreciate it. The links to all my Facebook and Instagram accounts are in the description below. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys are doing all right this evening. I figured I'd go live with a Smackdown review before I go live with my Survivor Series WarGames watch-along. Because Survivor Series WarGames is scheduled to come on at 8 o'clock p.m., not 7:30 p.m., 8 o'clock p.m. Don't let the timing confuse you. I'm not confused about the time at all. So, we're going to go ahead and get to the Smackdown review right away because I'm ready for Survivor Series. The Survivor Series WarGames is going to be the best WWE pay-per-views that WWE's ever produced. So, Smackdown was delayed in the United States due to Fox's college football running long. There was no mention of Smackdown by the game's broadcast team. And also note that there was a crawler letting viewers know that Smackdown would be delayed at the top of the hour. A long commercial break to the game concluded. They wait to the game coverage, and Smackdown was finally mentioned as coming up next, 8 minutes after the top of the hour. They also went to another batch of commercials, and then Smackdown started from the beginning, 10 minutes after the top of the hour. I just thought I'd let you guys know that. Just now get ready to eat my food. Just got back from getting my haircut, too. So we got 1 hour of Smackdown. Pyro shut off on the stage. Michael Cole welcomed viewers to the show. And then he plugged in the sponsor. He was joined by Wayne Barrett on commentary. And Samantha Irvin was the ring announcer, of course. Bayley, Io Sky, Kokai, Rhea Ripley, and Nikki Cross stood in the ring. Bayley said it was time to get it over with because they are going to war on Saturday night, which is this Saturday night, which is WarGames. And speaking of WarGames, I have your Survivor Series WarGames WWE news to go over after the Smackdown review. Bianca Belair made her entrance along with Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Mia Yim. She's back to using the name after a brief run as Megan. Belair said Bayley's team had 5 wrestlers and her team had 4. She recalled saying that they weren't coming along. Man, this chicken is good, man. I'm sorry, guys. Becky Lynch's music played. She walked into the stage. Lynch headed right into the ring and threw a punch at Bayley. A brawl broke out between the two teams. Lynch and Bayley remained in the ring while everyone else fought to ringside. Lynch performed an explosive suplex. And then we got Rhea Ripley climbing onto the ring apron and smiled at Lynch, who motioned for her to enter the ring. Ripley complied. And then the rest of Lynch's team climbed onto the ring apron behind her. Ripley walked and talked out of fighting Lynch by her own teammates. Cole reminded viewers that the heel team has the numbers advantage due to Ripley beating Asuka in a WarGames advantage match that was held on Monday Night Raw. Give me some time to chew my food, guys. I haven't had nothing to eat all day besides breakfast. Cole and Barrett hyped the Usos versus Drew McIntyre and Sheamus in the WarGames Advantage match as the show's main event. They also hyped the women's tag match. Cole also wondered if Bray Wyatt attacked LA Knight last week. Graphic listed Wyatt as being accused. Lynch remained on the stage and was shown playing to the crowd before she headed to the back. The Brawling Brutes made their entrance for Butch's Smackdown World Cup match, heading into a commercial break. So, this was simply a very, very nice and simple return for Lynch. She ditched the David Bowie attire. Instead, she wore a black t-shirt and black leather pants. The broadcast team also recapped Lynch's return in the previous segment. Cole said Lynch would speak later in the show. Legado del Fantasma made their entrance. A pre-tape aired with comments from Santos Escobar. His allies stood by. We got Santos Escobar with Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Law versus Butch with Sheamus, Rich Holland in the SmackDown World Cup Tournament Semifinals match. Cole noted that the winner of the match would face the winner of last night's other semifinal match that took place last night on SmackDown. Zelina Vega sat on commentary. Butch was in offensive control. Butch ran the ropes, but Escobar shoved him to the floor. So once he got shoved to the floor, Pete Dunne I'm talking about, Escobar ended up at ringside, and his sidekicks ran over to check on him. Butch performed a moonsault dive onto Del Toro, and wow. Meanwhile, Escobar returned to the ring, then hit Butch with a suicide dive. Also, Rampage was not all that good this week. That's why I didn't bother reviewing Rampage. It wasn't good. Escobar and Butch returned to the ring and ended up fighting for a position on the ropes. And plus, SmackDown had more built this week than they did last week. Butch did the finger snap spot, and then fell to the floor. In short time, Butch performed a tornado DDT on Escobar. Footage aired on the big screen of Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens fighting members of the Bloodline, which caused Sheamus and Holland to run backstage. I didn't want my mom interrupting my review. That's why I was doing that to her. I don't like when people interrupt me when I'm reviewing stuff, when I'm reviewing wrestling. No matter who it is. But anyways, Butch performed a moonsault dive onto Del Toro. Meanwhile, Escobar returned to the ring and then hit Butch with a suicide dive. Escobar returned to the ring and ended up fighting for positions on the ropes. Now, Butch did the finger snap spot and then fell to the floor pretty much. So then, a short time later, Butch performed a tornado DDT on Escobar. Footage aired on the big screen of Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens fighting members of the Bloodline, which caused Sheamus and Holland to run backstage. Vega climbed onto the ring apron, distracted the referee while Cruz del Toro pulled Butch off of Escobar. Well, kicked Butch, and then Escobar hit the Phantom Driver and scored the pinfall. All right, give me some more time to eat. All right. So the updated bracket showed that Escobar faced Braun Strowman on Ricochet in the finals of the tournament. It was a decent match. Escobar and Butch seemed to be confused when they were pretty much standing on the ropes. They looked at each other for a couple seconds before Butch did the finger break spot. Now, I do like that Escobar, or should I say Escobar? I don't know why I said Escobar. I don't know why I'm thinking Escobar on commentary for AEW. I don't know what I'm thinking. Escobar has advanced to the finals of the tournament. Both his wins were added by outside interference, so it's not like he's gained a lot of credibility with those tournament victories. I can't eat my own damn food. Coach set up a video package. Recap last week's Bray Wyatt and LA Knight segment, which was followed. This tray getting on my nerves. I'm putting it down. Fuck this damn food. Which was followed by LA Knight being left laying in the backstage area. Cole said Wyatt would appear next. Bray Wyatt made his entrance for an in-ring promo. The lights were kept low while Wyatt spoke. He said he likes to think he good grip on what people think he is. He said he knows that people will stare at him, whisper behind his back. When he goes places, he should pretend. He should. I mean, he said he pretends. He said he pretends that it doesn't bother him. So then Wyatt said that he also said that he's been looked at like he's a rabid animal, even though he's not. He said he knows people want to see the monster or thing. The crowd cheered as Wyatt asked them if they wanted to see the show. Wyatt said that's not the man he wants to be anymore. Wyatt said it's hard for him to explain the struggles that he's had to go through. He said violence is the only language he's shown the fans that he could speak. He said he has to be truthful. I am not the one that attacked LA Knight. Wyatt said Wyatt started to say more, but he was interrupted. A video aired on the screen with Uncle Howdy. And let me remind you guys that my 2022 Survivor Series WarGames watch-along will go live at 7:40 p.m. The stream for it will start at maybe I think 7:56 p.m. So it'll be live at 7:40 p.m. and it'll start at 7:56 p.m. Make sure you guys are there. I want the biggest audience that I can ever have in the live chat for that pay-per-view. We're all going to be talking wrestling and watching the pay-per-view together, like we did with Smackdown this morning. Now, as I was reading here, now Wyatt said Wyatt started to say more. He was interrupted. Video aired on the screen with Uncle Howdy and other imagery. A voice said the world is built on lines. It added, open your eyes. I thought they were thinking feast your eyes, because that's the fucking gimmick that Dominique Dijakovic has. It added that a snake in a cage is still a snake in a cage. It closed with the voice saying, wake up, and then the segment concluded. Backstage, LA Knight had his left arm in a sling and a crutch under his right arm. While he was interviewed by Megan Morant, he confirmed that Morant had a nice Thanksgiving and then said he didn't get to. He accused Wyatt of lying to the world. Knight said if it wasn't for the sling and the crutch, the consequences would be severe. He claimed he would ask Wyatt whose game it was. He said Wyatt would say it's LA Knight's game, and then Knight would kick his ass in front of everybody. Knight humbled away, and then Wyatt logo graphic flashed. Now, I'm sure you guys were hoping that they would add Wyatt versus Knight to the Survivor Series WarGames lineup, but that didn't happen. That's not the plan unless Knight's storyline injuries turn out to be a Russ. Hit Row made their entrance for a match against the Viking Raiders. The Viking Raiders made their entrance. Cole said they have always been formidable, but there's something different about them now. We have the Viking Raiders, Eric and Ivar versus Hit Rows, Top Dollar and Ashanti the Adonis. Logan is now going by the name Valhalla. Eric and Ivar got the better of Adonis and isolated him. Adonis escaped and sold knee pain after tagging in Top Dollar, who hit Eric with a big boot to the face before tagging out again. Adonis sold his knee after diving over Ivar. The Viking Raiders hit their Ragnarok finisher on Adonis. Eric scored the pin. I guess they gave Adonis a bit of an out via the knee injury. This should be no surprise to anybody that the Viking Raiders went over strong. I mean, they're the best tag team in that division right now. Hit Row just haven't really clicked since. Here's the monster heel push that they deserve. Michael Cole and Barrett checked in from ringside. Cole extended Thanksgiving wishes to viewers and then set up footage of Dominic Mysterio previously showing up at Ray and Angie Mysterio's Thanksgiving dinner. Dominic ended up slamming a broomstick over Ray's walking boot while Ripley held Ray down. I was shocked to see that, man. I very, very surprised. Very, very shocked, disappointed at the same time. I mean, why would Dominic do that to his own father? I mean, I know this is clearly a storyline. This is legit, not real, but I didn't understand that. We all know this was written and scripted. I mean, we all know it is. We all know it's not fake either. Now, Ricochet made his entrance for the SmackDown World Cup match. Man, I'm going to be honest with you. That would never be the exact scene at my Thanksgiving if my relatives ever surprised me with something other than traditional turkey and dressing dinner. Holy shit, man. Like, really. Now, I really enjoyed the Mysterio family Thanksgiving clip just because I was shocked and disappointed, which was released on social media. Thursday. And you know what? Here's hoping that they have something planned for Christmas too, hopefully. LA Knight was shown pinned behind a production crate in the stage area while workers attempt to free him. Ron, stupid, Braun Strowman made his entrance. Cole hyped the finals for next week and noted that the winner would face Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship down the road. We got Braun Strowman versus Ricochet in SmackDown World Cup Tournament semifinal match. Just because he's a crackhead on social media, that's why I call him stupid. The broadcast team spoke about upsets that have taken place in the World Cup soccer tournament. So it's hour 2 of SmackDown, and Cole also recapped Strowman's latest social media controversy with his comments on floppy flippers, which nobody can care less about. Nobody gives a shit about this. I don't know why this has even been mentioned on commentary. They should have just fucking kept that to themselves. Why did that have to be mentioned on commentary? Nobody cares to hear this. Like, really. How many people in the crowd do you think went to sleep overhearing that? In the arena, overhearing that from commentary. Really? I'd say about fucking 40, 30 people in the arena went to sleep just hearing that from Michael Cole. I know I'd be one of them going to sleep. Nobody cares about this social media conflict between high flyers and powerhouse wrestlers, whatever. What the fuck that was on social media. That's why I'm glad I don't have Twitter anymore. I'm glad my Twitter's accounts are suspended. It keeps me from dealing with the negative AEW shows on the line. Ricochet slapped Strowman. Ricochet got a run of offense on Strowman and drop kicked him from the apron and drove Strowman into the barricade. Ricochet did good as I take this cold beverage because Ricochet is better than Braun Strowman in the ring. That's why I'm taking this cold beverage. Ricochet played to the crowd, and when he turned around, Strowman shoved him into the barricade. Strowman remained in offensive control back inside the ring. Then Gunther walked out, distracted Strowman. Here I was thinking. I sound like a fucking robot. Anyways, here I was thinking Imperium was helping Ricochet win the finals. Only to find out that Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci climbed onto the apron to continue the distraction, and then Ricochet looked Strowman into a crucifix pin for the 3 count. So after the match, Kaiser and Vinci entered the ring, distracted Strowman while Gunther ran in, blasted him with a boot to the head. The Imperium trio attacked Strowman. Ricochet spotted it from the stage and ran right back to the ring. Right back to the ring like a dummy to help Strowman, knowing he was going to fall victim to the numbers game. Kaiser and Vinci held Ricochet while Gunther chopped him. Chopped him like a fucking complete loser, as if he was a complete jobber on the main roster. That's how bad those chops to Ricochet were. Gunther and Kaiser and Vinci after Strowman, who quickly fought them off, causing Imperium to lead the ring. Strowman offered a hand to Ricochet to his feet. Strowman took Ricochet's arm, pointed at him while the fans stood. Honestly, guys, I'm going to say it right at the top. This felt more about an attempt to undo whatever damage Strowman did with his latest social media stupidity than it was about putting over Ricochet. I mean, it's hard to be excited about Braun Strowman because we know he's terrible in the ring. It's not hard to be excited about Ricochet or Escobar winning the tournament and challenging Gunther when they seem to be setting up Gunther versus Strowman as a bigger title match. My other thing is, if you're setting up Gunther versus Strowman for a title match, why was Strowman added to the tournament? If you knew Strowman was going to lose in the tournament, if you knew you were going to book Strowman versus Gunther for the next pay-per-view, why did you even bother adding Strowman to the tournament? I don't think that makes sense to me whatsoever. Goes to show you how shitty creative can be sometimes, man, in WWE, I tell you. Hey, one thing is another. Footage aired of Kevin Owens returning last week and being named the 5th man of his WarGames team. That's just like Austin Theory. That's just like the way WWE did with Austin Theory. His freaking briefcase in his hand. Completely tried to cash it in and failed. Just like that, Austin Theory was buried. Wasted on TV. Fucking Money in the Bank briefcase was wasted. They did Austin dirty. They did him absolutely dirty. They treated him as if he was a fucking enhancement talent. That's how bad Theory's run was. That's how bad his losing streak was on the main roster. He should have been on a winning streak ever since his main roster debut. That's all I got to say about that. I've said it for months. Can't believe I'm saying it again. Can't believe I'm bringing this up again. Strowman should have already been let go by WWE. He does not even deserve to be on the Smackdown or Raw in the men's roster. He deserves to be fucking let go. Right, bye-bye you go, Strowman, back to Impact. That's Impact's going to be using him on TV. I mean, I don't blame them if they don't use him on TV. Nobody gives a shit about Impact, man. Fuck Impact. Impact sucks. Impact is better with Jeff Hardy, Hulk Hogan, Jay Lethal. Let's see, who else? Who else? Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, and Bobby Lashley. Impact was better with those guys on it. Now with those guys not on the Impact roster, now Impact is a complete fucking disaster. Impact would be a complete waste of everyone's time without those stars, without those particular stars, those particular legends. Sami Zayn was shown walking backstage. He was about to enter the Bloodline's dressing room when Kevin Owens showed up. Zayn told Owens he needed to leave because the Bloodline numbers were all inside the room. Owens asked Zayn, what will happen when Zayn says or does something that ticks them off? Owens asked about Zayn. He asked Zayn how many times he's had to bail out Zayn because he said or done something that pissed someone off. Owens told Zayn, think about it. Think. In other words, he was telling Zayn to use his head, use his brain. We need that baby face Sami Zayn back. That's what we need to be saying. That's what we're going to see. After Survivor Series, willing to bet. Owens said that if he were Zayn, he wouldn't wait for them to turn on him. He'd strike first. Jey Uso had the door cracked open, heard the last line. Owens told Zayn he would see him Saturday and then made his exit. Jey exited the room, asked Zayn if he spoke to anyone since he arrived at the building. Zayn said, no! Zayn said he was talking to Jey and asked if that was okay. Jey told him it was cool and then let him enter the Bloodline's dressing room. A very, very interesting development here. Heading towards WarGames that could lead to the end of Zayn with the Bloodline. Oh man, I love how they said could. You mean is? You mean it is going to lead to the end of Zayn and the Bloodline? Yeah, no question about it. When the Bloodline loses to Team Sheamus, Roman Reigns, Jey, Jimmy, and Solo Sikoa are all going to turn on Sami Zayn. Zayn lying to Jey, even though the cameras were present, was silly. And you already know what's coming next. I just said it. I'm not repeating it. Becky Lynch was interviewed by Kayla Braxton backstage. She implied that Damage Control were responsible for the injury that sidelined her. She said everyone is tough and everybody wants to go to war until the man comes around. Here I thought Sasha Banks was going to be the final fifth member, and here I am lying. Watch me be right about the Bloodline turning on Sami Zayn. When the Bloodline turns on Sami Zayn, I'm gonna be like to the negative WWE and AEW geeks in the community, the negative shields. I told you so. Told you it was gonna happen. I was right again. Watch. I'm gonna be like IWN right again, and then I suspect to believe that Sasha Banks is gonna return and make the save for Shotzi Blackheart and clear Ronda Rousey, and Shayna Baszler out the ring. That's what's going to happen. So Sasha Banks is going to come out. And she's going to clear the heels out the ring. She's going to clear Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey out the ring. We're going to get a Ronda Rousey Shotzi Banks feud going into WrestleMania 39. I really don't think we are getting a Ronda Rousey Becky Lynch feud. I don't know who the fuck had the balls to say that we're getting Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 39. If you're saying all that on your podcast, if you're saying all that on your reviews, you gotta be a complete fucking idiot. I don't care who you are. We're not getting that match. You can take a hype with that shit. We're not getting that. You ain't talking my language if you say that we ain't getting Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks for the Smackdown Women's Championship at WrestleMania 39. I think Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks for WrestleMania 39 would be a great idea. Given that we haven't seen the match. Yeah, we've only seen that match like one time. Legitimately one time. I would love to see Sasha Banks versus Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship a second time. That would be better than Sasha Banks versus Shayna Baszler. If Ronda Rousey does good in the ring, if she doesn't do terribly in the fucking ring, if she does terribly in the ring, I wouldn't be saying that. I think Sasha Banks versus Ronda Rousey is the way to go about it for WrestleMania 39. Nobody gives a shit about Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch. Nobody wants to see that. Okay? Please, get Becky Lynch away from Ronda Rousey. We don't need it. Get them away. Get her away from her. As far as Ronda Rousey goes, get him out. Get him out. When Ronda Rousey drops the Smackdown Women's Championship to Sasha Banks, I hope we don't ever see Ronda Rousey on WWE television again. Same goes for Brock Lesnar and Lacey Evans. Triple H doesn't need Lesnar or Rousey. He's got the young talent that can help the ratings go up for Raw, SmackDown, NXT. He just got to use them right on TV. They got to be used right, booked right. The show's got to be written and produced right. And the matches need to be booked right. If the matches can be booked right, if the shows are written and produced right, if the talents are getting their push on television, if you are legitimately using the right talent on TV, then yeah, your ratings and your viewership would go up. If you're not using the right talent, you're not writing and producing the shows correctly, and you're not booking the right matches for Raw, SmackDown, NXT, your viewership ratings are going to drop. Especially if it's complete garbage. Yeah, it's definitely going to drop. Definitely going to drop. Becky Lynch was interviewed by Kayla Braxton backstage. She implied that Damage Control were responsible for the injury. Sidelined her. I already read that. I don't know why I'm going back reading that again. A lengthy WarGames video package set to Black Sabbath's War Pigs aired. Whatever that is. I don't know what the hell that is. Cole read through the rules of the match while a rules graphic was shown on the screen. We got Smiley Raquel and Shotzi Blackheart about to be interviewed in a backstage area by Megan Morant. Megan Morant looked fine as hell, by the way. She looked gorgeous. She looked beautiful. Megan Morant did. And she was wearing my favorite color, too. She was wearing blue. My number one favorite color. My number one favorite color on the fucking planet, man. They were attacked by Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. The heel duo dominated. Dominated. I wouldn't say that, but whatever, man. These WWE are some fucking comedians, man. I tell you, they really are. Baszler held Rodriguez's arm while Tracy slammed the top of a production crate onto it. Rousey and Baszler left, and then referees ran in to check on you know who, Raquel Rodriguez. Obviously, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler made their entrance. Cole said Rodriguez was being taken pretty much to a local hospital and may have suffered a broken arm at the hands of Ronda Rousey. Because she sounds drowsy on the mic, that's why. And she could be lame in the ring sometimes. I mean, she's not that bad, but I mean, she's a little bad in the ring, but not that bad. She's trying to get better. I can tell Ronda Rousey's trying to get better in the ring. I can tell she's trying. She had her little Trunks gimmick character going on. She's the female version of Trunks on SmackDown. We saw that. I seen that fucking blue freaking paint masks line in between her eyes and her nose. And I seen that fucking capsule jacket that she was wearing. So evidently she was the female version of Trunks. I guess that's what was Ronda Rousey's gimmick. I guess. Ain't no telling. She may have 3 gimmicks. I don't know, man. That's probably her newest gimmick right there. The Trunks gimmick from Dragon Ball Z. You know, Trunks. He goes into Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan Rage. Yeah, that Trunks. But Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler made their entrance. Cole said Rodriguez was being taken to a local hospital. I feel bad for her suffering a broken arm. I mean, even though it's That looks real, dude. That looks legitimately real. I'm not gonna lie to you. But Rousey got a mic and said, "We're here." The fans booed loudly. Rousey said it looked like there wouldn't be a match. Baszler said this happened. There won't be a match because you guys injured her arm. You just don't want to admit it. You want everybody to see it rather than you admitting it. Rousey said sometimes accidents are on purpose, and they both laughed. Baszler told Shotzi to stay at the kiddie table because she's not ready. Shotzi made her entrance. I don't know why we got that, knowing that Raquel Rodriguez was injured. It seems like when Raquel Rodriguez was coming back, she was selling her broken arm. And that's exactly what she did. That's exactly what she like. What it looked like she did to me, in my honest opinion. It looked like she returned selling her broken arm injury. Barrett pleaded on commentary for Shotzi to think about her title match and not do something stupid. Oh, you mean like Braun Strowman? Cole and Shotzi never backs down from a fight. Rousey and Baszler targeted the left arm of Shotzi. Ryan Satin's another stupid one. Barrett said someone needs to save Shotzi from herself sometimes. Raquel Rodriguez's entrance music played, and she came out selling her left arm. Rodriguez apparently opted against going to the hospital. Rodriguez tagged into the match. I don't know why she opted against going to the hospital. She should have went there. That was stupid for her to come out selling her broken arm, man. Come on. Really? I know if I was injured, I'd be wanting to go to the hospital and get my freaking arm checked. Jesus Christ. Sounds like that freaking hurt real bad. How is she able to freaking just come out and sell her broken arm and still wrestle? Is she that freaking strong? At least she's not smoking on that. She's not strong, at least. Doing that. I know a lot of people that do that. Rousey wrenched on the bad arm. Baszler stopped Shotzi from running in. Rousey applied an armbar and got the submission win while Baszler forced Shotzi to watch. Oh man, that is just horrible, man. I just can't imagine the pain and suffering that Rodriguez is going through after her broken arm. But then again, we've seen her sell the injury. Maybe she's not injured. Maybe she faked the injury. It's her way of coming out and helping Shotzi Blackheart. You better believe Shotzi Blackheart's going to return the favor at Survivor Series WarGames. Survivor Series WarGames is going to be on in about an hour. We got a good heat-generating sequence for Ronda Rousey and Baszler. None of this gave Shotzi a boost going into her title match with Rousey at all, period. But it's not like there's anything they really, realistically, could have done to convince viewers that Shotzi is a threat to beat Rousey. Now, I'm also going to go on ahead and say that, hang on. I'm also going to go on ahead and say that I didn't really like this. I didn't really appreciate this. I mean, to be honest, I'm thinking to myself, why not let the actual number one contender build fan sympathy by really taking the fight to her opponents before succumbing to the numbers advantage and giving her an out for what is likely to be a loss Saturday in Boston. I will say this. This was a completely backwards. This was absolutely nauseating backwards, dude. By far from the first time that could be said about the Blue Brands women's division. The Blue Brands women's division sucks, man. Let's be honest. The AEW women's division is better than the SmackDown women's division. I mean, look who they got on the Smackdown Women's roster. I don't know how the hell they're able to operate with Ronda Rousey on that roster. Really. Haven't even done jack shit with Shotzi or with Shayna Deville or Xia Li. They haven't done a damn thing for they haven't scheduled a timetable for Aaliyah's return. I mean, jeez, they just what are they doing? What are they doing to the SmackDown Women's division? I don't understand. What are they doing? What are we doing here? I don't get it. It's almost like they are being lazy with this SmackDown Women's roster. You know, it honestly has been one glaring weak spot of Triple H's creative efforts as far as the women's division goes on SmackDown since taking over the direction of the show in August. This shit was just god-awful. This was the only thing that I did not enjoy on this show. The 1-2 women's match. Why would you go on and let Rodriguez come out when you know she has a broken arm? It makes no sense. There was no build for the Shotzi Blackheart Ronda Rousey feud heading towards Survivor Series. However, there was built again for Team Sheamus and the Bloodline. This was the biggest build on SmackDown this week, man. So we got Sheamus and Drew McIntyre versus the Usos in the main event. But before that, Cole hyped Ricochet versus Escobar in the finals of the SmackDown World Cup tournament for next week's show. Backstage, caught Shotzi out of the trainer's room. Shotzi said Rodriguez's arm was broken before she entered the ring. So now her elbow is disclosed. Shotzi said she's always known that Rousey, Baszler are bullies. She was ready to face them alone. Shotzi, and it's not the first time. Shotzi said it's not the first time she's been bullied. But it is the first time that someone's had their back. It's the first time that someone's had her back, which was Raquel Rodriguez. Then she said she would shock the world by beating Rousey senseless. She's going to shock the world by beating Rousey thanks to the help of the return of Sasha Banks. I think that's what's going to happen. Sasha Banks is going to return to help Shotzi Blackheart win SmackDown Women's Championship. I think this fucking makes sense. I think it would make sense to have Sasha Banks come back to help Sasha Blackheart. Help Shotzi Blackheart win the SmackDown Women's Championship, and then we can get the Sasha Banks Ronda Rousey feud. Then we can get Ronda Rousey losing and never appearing on WWE television again, because nobody cares. Nobody gives a drizzling shit about Ronda Rousey. Plain and simple. We had a nice promo from Shotzi. She spoke calmly while showing the right of frustration as she actually addressed Shotzi and Baszler. Cheers. There is no reason to expect a Shotzi win. But they did give the match a little more juice by establishing that Shotzi is out for revenge. Kevin Owens made his entrance. Sheamus and Drew McIntyre made their entrance along with Rich Hall and Butch. The Usos made their entrance with Sami Zayn and Santos Escobar. Cole tried to explain that the WarGames match doesn't start until everyone is in the ring. It said the match could almost be over with before it actually begins. Barrett turned into talking about how important having the advantage is in WarGames match. Now, first of all, I'm pretty sure everybody else gets it, but I also get what Cole is going for. But I'm pretty sure we all feel like that his speech was like more trouble than it was worth and may have been confusing to viewers who are not familiar with the match. That's all I got to say to that. Now, we got undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions on Jimmy and Jey Uso with Sami Zayn, Santos Escobar versus Drew McIntyre and Sheamus with Kevin Owens, Rich Holland, Butch at ringside in an Untitled WarGames Advantage match. McIntyre and Sheamus threw Jey over the top rope. The wrestlers from both sides had a stare down on the floor, heading into a break. So then, when they come back from break, Jey hits Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior, the leader of the Brutes. Zayn, Usos celebrated Jey, told Zayn not to worry about it, and had him back off. Cole said Jey had good reason to be upset because Zayn lied to Jey's face, which caused friction in the bloodline. Later, McIntyre set up for a Claymore on Jimmy. Jey grabbed McIntyre's foot, distracting him. Jimmy recovered and superkicked McIntyre, who ended up at ringside. The Usos. Uso. That's what Jimmy Uso said on the left side of the corner when he was giving those Uso chants. But Jimmy recovered and superkicked McIntyre, who ended up at ringside. The Usos ran McIntyre into the ring steps. Late in the match, Sheamus was set up for a move on Jey on the ropes. Jimmy distracted the referee. Then Zayn shoved Sheamus off the ropes, which led to Jey getting a near fall. A fight broke out at ringside with the wrestlers who were not in the match. McIntyre performed a flip dive on a pile of wrestlers on the floor. Or should I say a pile of wrestlers on the floor. Jey and Sheamus were down inside the ring. Sami Zayn grabbed a tag title belt and wanted to slip it to Jey, but Owens got in front of him and asked him, "What is he doing? What are you doing?" says Kevin Owens, who asked Sami Zayn. Owens took the belt away from Zayn and told him to grow some balls. Zayn took the belt back, rolled inside the ring with it, and then the referee, Charles Robinson, spotted Zayn and ejected him from ringside. Jey picked up the belt, but Owens dropped him with a stunner. Sheamus hit Jey with a bro kick and then pinned him. It was a good finish that added. This was a very, very good finish that added to the possibility that Zayn's days with the Bloodline are numbered. The broadcast team said Zayn's efforts backfired. Jey glared at Zayn as the Bloodline members stood on the floor and the babyfaces stood tall inside the ring. Now, I was surprised to see the babyface team get the win, get the WarGames advantage, basically, because it will be interesting to see what they do with this on Saturday. Now, overall, this was a very, very, very fantastic, good go-home show for Survivor Series WarGames, despite the absence of Roman Reigns. Now, is everybody in the live chat that's watching the stream, that's watching my SmackDown review, surprised that we never heard a Paul Heyman promo building up WarGames? And you know what? Even so, I will say this. The Zayn story is intriguing. Becky Lynch return gives the women's WarGames match a much desperate needed boost. And they even added a little juice to the Rousey versus Shotzi match. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for your WWE Friday Night SmackDown November 26, 2022 review. If you guys enjoyed it, hit thumbs up. Let's get a lot of likes on the stream minimum. No excuses, no complaints. I'm going to take a 3-minute break. I will be right back. When I come back, I'm going to give you guys your WWE Survivor Series WWE Saturday Night News. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm going on a 2-minute break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for me to give you guys your WWE Saturday Night Survivor Series news. We're going to start with the news on GABI Butler. For those of you who know or don't know GABI Butler, she signed with WWE this week. WWE, as you guys know, is always on the lookout for signing young talent. Prospects to build the next generation of in-ring talent. The global juggernaut is known to sign various upcoming athletes. Now they have brought on board cheerleader and television personality GABI Butler to their company. GABI Butler, full name Gabriella Butler, is a well-renowned, or should I say, re-owned TV personality, YouTuber, and cheerleader. Now, she was recognized for her work nationally for appearing in the Netflix documentary series, Cheer. She has also been a cheerleader for many teams such as California All-Stars, Smooth, Cheer, Athletics, Wildcats, and Gym Time Blink. She most recently became a member of the Weber State University and the Navarro College cheer team. The longtime cheerleader seemed thrilled about signing with the WWE. She expressed her excitement towards the WWE after attending to SummerSlam this summer, stating that she was blown away. She spoke about signing a NIL, Next in Line contract. That's what Next in Line stands for. Or that's what NIL stands for, should I say. Next in Line contract with the WWE on People.com. She said here, and I quote, "I was blown away by what they put on. I was so involved in the cheerleading industry for so long, I never really looked into anything other than cheerleading. But when I went to SummerSlam, it really just opened my eyes to the athleticism and the dedication that the athletes bring into the ring." End quote. GABI Butler spent time with WWE co-CEO Stephanie McMahon during her visit to SummerSlam. She revealed that the billion-dollar prices inspired her to venture into the world of professional wrestling. GABI will soon begin her WWE career by starting her training at the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. Are you guys excited? Is anybody that's watching this are excited for GABI Butler signing with WWE? Sound off in the live chats. And let me know in the comments below what you guys know about GABI Butler so far. Because right now, the only thing I know about her is that she signed a contract with WWE. Oh yeah, moving on to the next news. Apparently, The Undertaker and Michelle McCool will be in attendance for WWE Survivor Series WarGames. I got some news on both of them. So again, The Undertaker and Michelle McCool will be in attendance for WWE Survivor Series WarGames. Says here, WWE Survivor Series WarGames is set to emanate from the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts on November the 26th, which will be tonight. It starts. Survivor Series starts at 8 p.m. I already have my 2022 Survivor Series WarGames watch along scheduled. I got my background done just in time as well. That's a good thing. I actually scheduled my Smackdown review today, so after the review I can give you guys your Survivor Series WarGames news like I'm doing now. This will be the first edition to be presented under the WarGames concept, moving up to the main roster from NXT. Now, a new report suggests that The Undertaker and his family might be in attendance for the show. The Undertaker and his wife, Michelle McCool, are still in association with WWE, making sporadic appearances. I wonder what that means. Because according to a report by PW Insider, Michelle McCool is set to be in Boston this week, and she and her husband, The Undertaker, are expected to be backstage for Survivor Series as well. It says here, and I quote from PW Insider, "For those who have asked about Naomi, Charlotte Flair, and Sasha Banks, we have not heard anything about them being at Survivor Series at this point in time. We have, however, heard that Michelle McCool is slated to be there this weekend. And she and Undertaker are expected to be backstage at the pay-per-view as well, end quote. I believe Sasha Banks is going to show up at Survivor Series and help Shotzi Blackheart win to become the new Smackdown Women's Champion. We get Ronda Rousey, Sasha Banks feud all over again, and then we get Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks for WrestleMania 39. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see this match going. That is probably going to be Ronda Rousey's next feud in WWE. More than likely. And I'm probably going to be right. At the end of the day, I'm probably right. I don't know. We'll have to find out and see. Once they show the SmackDown Women's Championship match on the Survivor Series WarGames pay-per-view live on Peacock. Now, The Undertaker wrestled his last match against AJ Styles at WrestleMania 36 and was later inducted into the Hall of Fame class of 2022 earlier this year. Michelle McCool, however, took retirement in 2010 and has competed on a number of occasions since then. The Undertaker made his debut at Survivor Series in 1990. He performed for the company for over 30 years. Yes, folks, 30 years. That's a lot. I know. Becoming one of the most respected legends in the business, Dead Man rolled off in the sunset, retiring from in-ring competition 2 years ago at Survivor Series, billed as The Undertaker's final farewell. Do you guys think Michelle McCool will compete at Survivor Series? My answer is no. It's not happening. Triple H is not doing like Vince McMahon, bringing divas back to the... We don't want to see divas. And we definitely don't want to see Johnny back in the company. We don't need that. No. I'm sorry. There's some news on Maurice's current status for Survivor Series WarGames. I've seen this news floating around. I don't know where this shit came from. And it says here that WWE is bringing Survivor Series WarGames to TD Garden in Boston. Of course, we know that. According to PW Insider, Maurice, oh my God. I was thinking of my shift manager that I work with at MC. Maurice is scheduled to arrive in Boston, Massachusetts this Saturday for the Survivor Series WarGames Premium Live event. Though there's no confirmation on whether she'll appear on screen at the event. I don't think she'll appear either. I think she's going to be at attendance watching the Miz's match, or, well, the Miz is not slated for Survivor Series, I don't think. If Maurice is not slated, then Maurice is not slated. If Maurice is not slated for Survivor Series, folks, in other words, what I'm trying to say is if she's not slated for Survivor Series, then the Miz isn't either. Now, it says here, and I quote, PWInsider.com has confirmed that Maurice is slated to be in Boston, Massachusetts this weekend for the 2022 Survivor Series event. There is nowhere yet whether she will be appearing on camera at the event. It is always possible she will be filming future episodes of Miz and Mrs. End quote. Maurice last appeared on WWE TV during the October 10th, 2022 episode of Monday Night Raw. She was involved in the Miz's birthday bash segment that was ultimately crashed by Dexter Lewis. Unfortunately. I'm going to smash the entire men's locker room, man, says the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. Anyways, what is y'all's take on this story? Sound off in the live chats. Also, moving on to your next Survivor Series Saturday night news here. This one is on Brock Lesnar. Oh yeah, we got to go over this one. This is exclusive news from my sources, Ringside News. So apparently, the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, has not been pitched for a WWE WrestleMania match yet. Yes, this is true, folks. I've seen this floating around as well. Now, if I can find it, if I can freaking find it. All right, now, where is it? I just had it on here. Where is it? Where is it? Come on. I know you're there somewhere. Come on. Come on, man. Stop playing with me now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Stop playing peekaboo with me, man. Seriously. Nobody got time for peekaboo games. Come on, dude. Okay, I think I've almost found it now. We're almost there. There it is. Okay. So, it says here that WrestleMania 39 will be here before we know it as the company takes over Sophie Stadium on April the 1st and 2nd. I will be live with my WrestleMania 39 Night 1 and Night 2 watch-alongs, as well as Night 1, Night 2 reviews. The company's biggest show of the year is an all-hands-on-deck situation. Brock Lesnar is expected. That being said, the Beach Iconic opponent is still a matter of discussion. Brock Lesnar's name has the tendency to charm the rumor mill. This instance is no different as we approach another road to WrestleMania, says Ringside News. A couple big names are floating around regarding possibilities for Brock Lesnar, says Ringside News once again. Most of those ideas would be exciting in their own way. Our sources, Ringside News, asked about the rumored Lesnar versus Gunther match that is making the rounds. They were told that this is one of many options for WrestleMania. In fact, there are several options being discussed. That being said, a tenured member of the creative team cleared things up a bit for them. They were told that nothing has been pitched to Lesnar yet. So it's all speculation and rumor, because until it's pitched to Lesnar, it's just a discussion about what to pitch to Lesnar. So Brock Lesnar's creative process works differently within WWE, considering the amount of creative pull he has backstage. Lesnar also has the ability to nix a feud, just as he did in the past with Kevin Owens. Now, we'll have to see who Lesnar ends up working with at WrestleMania 39. But that person will need to pass a couple of levels of approval before it is made official. So WWE has a ton of options as Triple H builds the first WrestleMania event on his own. Brock Lesnar will very likely be there. I call him Brock Lesnar. No, I'm just joking. The company isn't far enough along to really start, aching his plans in stone just yet. What is y'all's take on Brock Lesnar's WWE booking? Sound off in the live chat, please. Now we can move on to the news on Brandy Rhodes and Cody Rhodes. There's some news on both of them. We're going to go over that. So Brandy Rhodes will only join Cody Rhodes in WWE if it makes sense. Why they're saying that, you guys are about to find out. I got the answers as to why they're saying that now. So, Brandy Rhodes became one of the most polarizing figures in pro wrestling in recent memory for a variety of reasons, and AEW says Ringside News. Even now, many people don't like her food or don't like her for good reason. I thought they was going to say, many people don't like her food. I don't know. With her husband, Cody Rhodes, working in WWE, Brandy actually addressed if she will accompany Cody as well. Rhodes served as the chief brand officer of AEW in addition to being an in-ring performer. She and Cody Rhodes eventually left AEW back in February, but she hasn't worked for a company yet. While speaking on a recent interview with NBC's 10 Count, the former WWE ring announcer was asked if fans can expect to see her accompanying Cody Rhodes. Brandy stated that she will only join him if it makes sense. Says here, and I quote, "I love my husband," says Brandy. Then she goes on to say, "I'm always there for him. However, if it doesn't make sense, I'm not in. This is his journey right now, and you don't get a lot of shot at these things. I am better at telling him what he does be in the mix. She said, I'm very honest with him when I think that I'm not going to add anything to it. End quote. Rose also hasn't spoken to Triple H about a WWE return either. So I guess we'll have to wait and see whether Brandy will make her way back to WWE or not. What do you guys think of Brandy Rose? Are you guys a fan of Brandy Rose? I know I'm not. I'm more of a fan of Cody Rhodes than Brandy Rose. That's just me. I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there, man. All right. So there is some news on some likely spoilers for WWE Survivor Series match results. And I'm not joking. I am not freaking lying when I say that. I'm telling you what I know. There is legitimately some news on some likely spoilers for Survivor Series. No joke. I'm not making no excuses about this whatsoever. WWE Survivor Series will be tonight. The main event will be a WarGames match between Bloodlines, Roman Reigns, the Usos, Santos Escobar, and Sami Zayn, the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Rich Holland, Butch, Drew McIntyre, and Kevin Owens. New betting odds are now available, showing how adding Becky Lynch changed things for her squad. Well, now that we know that the 5-on-5 men's WarGame team tag team match, now that we know that the 5-on-5 men's WarGames match will be the main event, I guess I don't have to get the news on the closing match for the WWE Survivor Series WarGames. I guess, because I already just gave it to you guys. Matter of fact, I'll give it to you again. The main event will be a WarGames match between the Bloodlines, Roman Reigns, the Usos, Santos Escobar, Sami Zayn, the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Rich Holland, Butch, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens. That is going to be your main event, or should I say our main event for Survivor Series. According to Bet Online, Damage Control, Bayley, Dakota Kai and Io Sky, Nikki Cross, and Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Mia Yim, and Becky Lynch is plus 160 and minus 210. In the women's WarGames match, it's minus 300 for AJ Styles and plus 200 for Finn Balor. The odds for Ronda Rousey. The odds for Ronda in the Smackdown Women's Championship match is minus 4,000. Shotzi is plus 850. As previously reported, Team Bayley was the favorite to win the match with minus 400. Early betting odds with Team Bianca Belair is the underdog with plus 250. This Friday, the fifth and final member of Team Bianca was announced under a SmackDown. The inclusion of Becky Lynch in the event actually shifted things. Her team is less likely to lose. I love saying drowsy, man. I love it. It makes her laugh. It makes her laugh every time she hears it. But there is still the betting underdog. The United States Championship betting odds are minus 400 for Seth freaking Rollins, plus 250 for Austin Theory all day, and plus 1,200 for Bobby Lashley. Let's see whether the bet pays off or not. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have your final news for Saturday. Your final WWE Saturday night news for November the 26th, 2022 is on Triple H. We got to go over this, man. This is a very, very interesting story here. And it's not surprising to me at all, and it shouldn't be surprising to you. Apparently, Triple H separated himself from Vince McMahon's booking by giving WWE stars more freedom. Triple H is regarded as one of the all-time greats in the professional wrestling world. And it's not hard to see why. In fact, his influence grows stronger with each passing day as he is now in control of WWE's creative direction. Triple H is also separating himself from Vince McMahon's booking by giving superstars more freedom. WWE Tribal, or the WWE Content Officer. I was getting ready to say Tribal Chief. I was thinking Roman Reigns when I was getting ready to say Tribal Chief. WWE Chief Content Officer has completely revamped the entire WWE product. Triple H is always pushing to differentiate his ideas from the Vince McMahon regime. Yeah, I got it right this time. Yeah. I hate that freaking word, man. According to PW Insider, Triple H is allowing talents more freedom and providing them with more grit and unexpected action. It says here, and I quote, he's trying to differentiate it from the Vince McMahon regime, or should I say, oh man, I can't get this word right for some reason. I don't know why. But it says here, seriously, it says here, and I quote, he's trying to differentiate it from the Vince McMahon regime by giving the talents a little more leeway and providing a bit more great and unexpected actions. End quote. We just said that already. Triple H took over as head of creative after Vince McMahon retired from WWE for good. We know that too. The game transformed the landscape, appealing to the delight of the WWE universe with better quality storylines. That's the main thing we know. Triple H was also responsible for the return of top stars released by Vince McMahon, such as Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman should have never been brought back. He is terrible in the ring. His gimmick is so complete garbage. But anyhow, he brought back stars like Bray Wyatt, stupid Braun Strowman, and the great Johnny Good, to name a few. He has been doing a fantastic job at returning the company and will lead the WWE to a new direction to reach unpredicted heights of success. Rightfully so. Good job by Ringside News for writing this news article. Jesus Christ, they got this one right. What is y'all's take on Triple H's head of creative? Sound off in the light chats, guys. That is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for your WWE Saturday Night Survivor Series news here. If you guys enjoyed it, if you guys enjoyed me giving you guys your Saturday night news, your WWE Saturday night news, please hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Don't forget to add me on Facebook, Snapchat, follow me on Instagram. That's where I post all my content, all my thumbnails and my links and my bios and stuff for my watch-alongs and reviews. And guys, make sure you shift yourself over to the live chat for my WWE 2022 Survivor Series WarGames review, because that is coming up next here on the IWN YouTube channel. That is about to go live in 3 minutes. So make sure you guys are in the live chat for Survivor Series. My WWE 2022 Survivor Series WarGames watch along. Just here to remind you, in case you don't know, we'll be live. We'll be live at 7:40 p.m. Mark your calendars. Push the notify me notification bell on the stream that's scheduled for that particular event. And be sure you guys are here. We're going to have a great time. We're going to talk wrestling while we watch all the Survivor Series matches. Steal the show. This is going to be one of WWE's greatest pay-per-views of all time, in my opinion. Sasha Banks is going to be on it. That's how you know it's going to be the greatest of all time. Sasha Banks is going to come back. She's going to either help Shotzi Blackheart win the Smackdown Women's Championship, or she's going to come back and save Shotzi Blackheart from Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, inflicting even more damage to Shotzi. Sasha Banks is going to eventually watch that match, and she's going to see enough and eventually come out. We know it's going to happen. It's going to happen, guys. We're getting Sasha Banks versus Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania 39, whether people like it or not. There's no way we're getting Becky Lynch for WrestleMania 39. There's no way we're getting Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey for WrestleMania 39. No way. I don't know who the heck came up with that, but I do not want to see that match again. I don't. I'd rather see Banks versus Rousey. Banks needs to be at WrestleMania 39. If you want the viewership range to go up, you need Sasha Banks there. She's one of the pillars of WWE that you're going to need there for that particular pay-per-view. For that particular WrestleMania pay-per-view anyway. I'll get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for joining the live chat for your SmackDown review, for your WWE Saturday night news. And I will see each and every single one of you in the live chat for Survivor Series. Peace. Stay safe always. I will see you guys in the live chat for Survivor Series. Be there. Don't miss all the fun.